It was quite nice down at the presser today, Gareth, because Tony was late. There was an accident and bad weather, so we were all sitting there, and Winnie Hudson, who's the kit lady, came through and said she was going to take the press conference. She obviously didn't, but by the time Tony got there, she'd obviously told him, and he popped his head round the door, and well, this is what he said. Plus he had a little bit of a laugh at Martin Spink's expense.
Winnie come in, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
You talk a lot more sense than me.
Right.
Worry about that. First time you've seen me with clothes on, Spinksy, innit?
Did you get on camera? Did you get on camera?
Sweetie.
This is the first time you've seen me play.
Tony, you were really disappointed with some of Lee Probert and the referee's decisions in general on Wednesday against Liverpool.
I've spoke to Mike Riley this morning, and we're a little bit disappointed with one or two decisions. We'll set it out and we'll send him off a DVD so he can see the incidents. The big thing for me is, if you're going to make certain decisions in one box and say that that's a free kick and that's this and that's that, then you have to do the same in the other box. You can't be doing it for one side and not the other. And we felt that we got the rough end of it. But like I say, I've made my views known to Mike. We've had Lee a few occasions where things haven't gone for us, and we thought on Wednesday night, and we're taking nothing away from Liverpool, especially Liverpool's first half performance, which was very good. We felt that if it was even Stevens, we'd have had a couple of decisions go our way. We've got cameras behind the goals and everything, so we can actually isolate incidents and actually put Lee Probert in the position and show that he can see incidents. And that's the big thing, because a lot of the times, as a manager, as a coach, you're on the side, you're up in the stands. We haven't got the referee's view, and there are times when referees are blocked out and they can't see maybe the incidents, and you have to recognise that. So you have to find out where the referee is in relation to the incidents as well, and whether he can see them, and just say to Michael, why didn't you give it? The main thing is that we get an even call. We're not asking for no more than anybody else, but we're also asking for no less, and that's every time it happens. I think you should have a right. We've got total respect for the referees in this country, but that doesn't mean that I think you should have the right to stand up and say, well, we didn't think this was right. I don't think they can be, almighty, all powerful, and without any criticism at all. I think if it's constructive criticism, and we do put the DVD together and we show the incidents, we don't say it without any evidence. We actually look at it and take a view of it. And I looked at it straight after the game. Luckily, we've got enough technology around the ground now where I can see the incident straight after the game. So, my views are having, and they're clear views from video recordings of the game. If we get beat, we get beat. This is not a reaction because we've lost a game of football. The same reaction would be, I'd be disappointed and I'd be sending it off to Mike, whether we did or not. I'm just not happy that, one thing has happened in one box, and something completely, I think it's 10 times worse has happened in another box, but the decision's not given, and I really want to know off Mike why. You look at the Carling Cup. If you actually look at the clubs that are left in the Carling Cup, it's fantastic for the Carling Cup. Absolutely brilliant. When you think that Man United, Man City, Chelsea's, Liverpool's, Arsenal's, they're all still there. That hasn't happened for a while. So it does show that it's a competition that other clubs are taking, or the bigger clubs now are taking more serious.
It's been a hard season so far, Tony, and we're only into the start of November, hasn't it? I think it's 18 games, isn't it?
We've taken on a lot this year, and we've played 18 games. I think it's 18 games, and we haven't got to November yet. And if it was, we brought some players in, we brought some good players in, and if it was a clear run at the league, you're looking at the Barclays Premier League. How many games less would we have played, and how brighter would we have been in some of the games? So we have to accept this is a year of, we're finding out what this is all about. European, football. We want to do well in the cups. We want to give it our best shot. So it's an interesting season for us. very, very interesting season in lots of respects. It's not so much the physical side, it's almost the mental side. I think every game you play in the Premiership is like a cup final, and I really do mean that. And it's mentally being, that third game is always a tough game. I don't care who you are or what you are, that third game is going to be tough.
Demba Ba, we nearly signed him and now he's at Newcastle.
The time, if we were going to buy him, I think we had to pay £9 million for him from Wolfsburg. So I think people have forgot, have forgot that situation. Whereas West Ham didn't pay that, and Newcastle certainly haven't paid it. So for what they've done on the basis of what they've paid, I think it's a good deal for us to have paid £9 million on the basis of what we were shown and seen. It was a big call for the football club.
Dreadful news about Mama. How do you feel, Tony? We're all gutted. Obviously, you're gutted.
Mama will be looked after by this football club. We will work our socks off and do our best to get Mama fit again. But we will look after him. There'll be no problems. Mama has been such a big influence on this football club over the past, 8 years? I think he's been in nearly 8 years. So we will look after him. He has nothing to worry about. We'll look after him and protect him and get him through it. And that's I had a good chat with him yesterday, and that's the line from the family. They run this football club and they run it very, very well, and with players in mind. And Mama's, you're talking about one end of the scale to the other end of the scale with Mama. He is an absolute dream of a kid. But one thing I'll tell you now, he won't not give it his best shot. And although he's down in the dumps now, he'll get back to work again, because that's Mama.
Jermaine Pennant came on.
Jermaine's okay, came on, did well. I thought the 25 minutes he was on, he did really well. He should be okay.
And Danny Higginbottom, nice to see Danny back.
Danny's again played another reserve game on Wednesday at Port Vale, and we'll look. Danny will be maybe 10 days' time. He's worked hard. He played another game at Port Vale on Wednesday. Got through another game, so it's really it's really good to have him back. He's a great lad, Dan.
How's Wilson Palacios doing, Tony? Is he anywhere near fully fitness?
Yeah, Wilson's not far away. We're most probably 75% there with Wilson, but that 25% is the most difficult. To get him now, sharp enough to play the games, and to make sure his knee's fine. And that's another thing. Especially with what's happened with Mama, it brings home that we have to be careful with these players.
Tommy Sorensen had a great game, didn't he?
Yeah, Thomas has been smashing all the games he's played, but I still, Asmi's a young goalkeeper, and I think he's one of the best young goalkeepers in this country. But the thing is, with young players, they're going to make mistakes. So you have to accept that there'll be areas and times where Az will make mistakes, as Ryan Shawcross does, as Ryan Shotton does, as all the young players do. You have to accept that. But he works hard, very, very hard at his game, Asmi, and I think he'll be a great, great asset for this football club.
And Kenwyn, you must have seen Kenwyn pleased that he almost got another 90 minutes under the belt.
No, I think he's done well this year. It was very, very unfortunate he pulled his hamstring, because he looked bright then, and I thought he did ever so well for an hour the other night. He tired at the end, but we wanted again to get him through a game. And I know we brought Crouch on the last couple of minutes, but we were desperate to get Kenwyn another 90 minutes.
And what do you think about the game against Newcastle?
No, they've been very, very fortunate in respect of being able to keep a very settled team. I think Alan will, tell you how important that is. It'll be a tough game for us. They're a very, very big side, technically very good. They've got some very, very good players. The two wide players, Obertan and Gutierrez, are good players. The lad Cabay that they've got in TOT are good players, and Demba Ba and Best up front are a handful.
And just now, on a different point, completely random as women always are, November is the Movember month. Are you going to join in and grow yourself a tash, a handlebar tash maybe?
No chance. Absolutely no chance.
Really disappointed.
Been there, right?
Yeah.
Been there.
Not doing it at all. I'll leave it to the players.
Gutted.
Is he?
Yeah, I know. I'd rather climb a mountain.
Thanks, Tony.
No problem.